Look, implicitly. Okay, so if I take the first derivative, 3x squared minus 6y squared, and then you're going to get y prime equals 0. Okay, we want to solve for y prime and take the derivative of that. Okay, negative 6y squared y prime equals negative 3x squared. Let's divide both sides by negative 6y. Okay, and then obviously that can turn into positive 1 and a 2. So this is x squared over 2y squared. Okay, now we have to take the derivative of that guy. And to do that, I think we're going to have to do quotient rule. So the second derivative is going to be 2x 2y squared minus, take the derivative of y, minus 4y y prime times x squared over 2y squared squared. Okay, from that, 4x y squared minus 4x squared y prime over 2y squared squared. All right, but we know what y prime is. Four x y squared minus 4x squared y. I'm going to try to color code this. X squared over 2y squared. Yeah. Okie dokie. So when I multiply that, I'm going to get the y will reduce by 1. That's going to reduce. Okay. So now we're just stuck in algebra. Now it's just an algebra problem. But sometimes that's the hardest part. And if we want, maybe now's a good time to say that this is 4y to the fourth. Okay, everybody has a 4. Everybody has an x on the numerator at least. Now, I think what we need to do is put everybody over the same denominator. Also, I noticed that's 4/4. So we don't need to carry that 4 in. Okay, so this is x y to the 4th. And then I want to put everybody over the same denominator. So this is going to be 2y to the 3rd over y minus x cubed over. Okay, getting closer, getting closer. Okay, but running out of room. Okay, now we're over here. And so I'm going to keep that x out of there. And I have 2y cubed minus x cubed over 2y y to the 4th. What's going to happen is we have a fraction over, so you have something like a over b over c. So that means those are going to get multiplied. Okay, that's what they got. But it's definitely a walk with the algebra. All right, hopefully that helps.